2022 is an incredibly exciting year for Ethereum because it's the year that Ethereum finally gets the glow up it deserves and upgrades from a proof of work to a proof of stake consensus model. And this means that Ethereum is going to become cheaper and quicker to use and much more energy efficient. This upgrade is called the merge, in reference to the merge between the Ethereum mainnet, which is currently proof of work, and the Beacon chain, which is currently proof of stake. And once they come together, Ethereum will officially be a proof of stake blockchain, and people have no doubt that this is going to send the price of Ethereum soaring. People have been waiting a long time for this upgrade to happen, mainly because Vitalik Buterin has talked about upgrading the Ethereum network to proof of stake ever since 2016. But upgrading the world's most valuable and most used blockchain is not an easy task. It's okay if you don't quite understand what I'm talking about just yet, because whether you're a crypto degen, a crypto investor, or you're crypto curious, the merge is absolutely something that you'll want to watch this year. And I'm going to explain it in super simple terms. Before we jump in, Gemini just released a survey that found 63% of survey participants are crypto curious, which means there's a whole group of people that are just waiting, watching, learning on the sidelines before they make the leap and invest in cryptocurrency. And in fact, over half of those survey participants are female, and this is something that really excites me. I started in this group of people who were totally uninterested in cryptocurrency before I became crypto curious in 2021, when I saw lots of activity in the cryptocurrency market and I just couldn't ignore it any longer. And shortly after, I made my very first investment into Ethereum, and now I use Ethereum to buy NFTs and transact in the world of decentralized finance. And this is certainly not something I ever thought that I would be doing a year ago. Having been crypto curious not that long myself, I know that an event like the merge has the potential to bring more and more people into the cryptocurrency space. So let's start where it only makes sense. Let's talk about what Ethereum is and why the merge is so important for Ethereum to retain its dominance in the market as the primary layer 1 blockchain solution. Ethereum launched in 2015 when then 21-year-old Vitalik Buterin realized that you could do much more with a blockchain than simply create a single cryptocurrency and store a single cryptocurrency, which is exactly what the Bitcoin blockchain was doing at the time. He wanted to create a blockchain that could do much more, so he took the idea of a smart contract and applied it to the blockchain to create the world's very first smart contract blockchain, Ethereum. The easiest way to make sense of a smart contract blockchain like Ethereum is to think about the infamous vending machine analogy. You put money into the vending machine, you click a button, and the vending machine is programmed in such a way that it's going to execute your order. And at a very basic level, this is exactly what Ethereum does. You put Ether into a cryptocurrency wallet and you click buttons to make transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. And the smart contract programmed into the blockchain will ensure that your transaction is executed safely and securely. So here's a blockchain that can not only create new cryptocurrencies and other digital tokens like NFTs, but it can also allow people to create decentralized apps, or dApps. The Ether cryptocurrency went from being worth just $1 in 2015 to around $3,500 US now. Ether is the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, and Ethereum is the most used blockchain in the world. And this is some serious growth in such a short amount of time, and no doubt Ethereum's network started to feel the pressure. Ethereum is no doubt genius in theory and in practice, but in order for Ethereum to be successful, it needs to be cheap and easy to use and energy efficient, and right now it's none of those things. And here's where it gets a little bit nerdy and technical, but stay with me. When you transact on the Ethereum blockchain, you have to pay gas, and gas is a fee paid to network miners to say thank you for validating my transaction safely and securely. Miners are super important because they essentially replace the role of a bank or another trusted financial institution in order to keep the blockchain decentralized and safe and secure. But the process of mining is hard and slow. It requires lots of computer hardware and it consumes a lot of energy, which is why Bitcoin has such a bad reputation for having such a big negative impact on the environment. So by upgrading from a proof of work to a proof of stake consensus model, Ethereum will replace its miners with validators that will stake the Ether cryptocurrency to ensure the ongoing security of the network. Staking is much easier than mining. It requires a lot less computer hardware and it consumes substantially less energy. In fact, proof of stake blockchains use 99% less energy than proof of work blockchains, which is incredibly important if cryptocurrency and blockchain is going to be sustainable in the long term. So it's no wonder that Ethereum wants to upgrade insert the merge. Ethereum is currently a proof of work blockchain, just like the Bitcoin blockchain. And in order to scale properly, it needs to make the switch to a proof of stake blockchain. Anyone can become a validator on the Ethereum network once the merge is complete. You just have to be able to stake 32 ETH, which is roughly $110,000. Expensive, yes, but validators are incentivized because they are rewarded with staking rewards that are paid out every 6 minutes. Why 32 ETH? It's high enough to discourage people from acting harmfully, i.e. carrying out an attack on the network, and it's also low enough to be accessible. That is, if you aren't thinking of buying your first home anytime soon. In fact, you would need to own 66% of all validators, meaning you would need to stake roughly 80 million ETH or $272 billion worth of Ethereum in order to carry out a double spending attack. So the staking validation method is in fact very safe and secure. Now for the juiciest part of all, what does the merge mean for Ethereum, both in terms of the network and its price? Firstly, the Ethereum network is expected to be cheaper and faster to use once it moves to a proof of stake consensus model. This is super important considering Ethereum is the most used blockchain in the world, and if people aren't getting what they need out of it, if it's too slow or expensive to use, then they are naturally going to go elsewhere, and Ethereum will lose its position as the top layer 1 blockchain solution. Secondly, the Ethereum network is going to become much more decentralized because staking is going to expand the number of validators in the Ethereum network, and the more decentralized the Ethereum blockchain, the safer it is. Thirdly, and what investors are most excited for about the merge, is what it means for Ethereum's price. Because right now we are creating more Ethereum than we are burning, and this makes Ethereum an inflationary asset. But come June or July when the merge happens, it's expected that we're going to reduce Ethereum's creation rate by about 90%, and this will cause Ethereum to become a deflationary asset. And basic economics tells us that if you have significant demand for a good or service, and that good or service is in limited supply, then it has the effect of driving up the price. Some Ethereum fanatics even believe that Ethereum will become ultrasound money. Sound money being money that is resistant to sudden appreciation or depreciations in price. In terms of an actual dollar figure, people believe that Ethereum's price will soar to $10,000 per coin, but no one really knows what's going to happen. Although we do know that people are very excited about the merge, and this is reflected in Ethereum's recent price increase by 17%. That was an absolute mouthful, but hopefully now you understand a little bit more about Ethereum and what the merge means for Ethereum's network and its price. Here is some vlog style content to help you relax.
You start the fire, I'm down to find what you like. Oh, you and I won't close our eyes till we cross that line.
One of the things that I've found so valuable ever since quitting work and sort of trying to forge this like weird path in the influencer space is reaching out to people and leaning on other influencers. And if anything, it's just so important for me to be able to relate to the struggles of what it feels like to do this. And I feel like the struggles I experience now look much more different to the struggles that I experienced when I was working full time. The struggles I'm experiencing now are just as emotional, but almost like less certain. You know, I think like when I was working full time, there was certainty in waking up every day and going and working in an office for 8 hours a day, getting paid every second week. You know, there was like a lot of certainty in my schedule, even going to the gym every morning before work. But now there's definitely a lot less certainty, and being comfortable with that certainty has actually been really challenging. And not to mention like the like financial strain that comes along with that has been really difficult. And in fact, I actually went and interviewed for a job at this really beautiful boutique in Canberra just to work retail for 1 or 2 days a week. And to be honest, like, I know a lot of people might think that something like that could be a step backwards because, you know, I have a university degree, I was on a really good salary before I quit my job. But to be honest, I feel like getting out of the house once a week and going to work in a beautiful store and talking to customers is just something that really fills my bucket. And also, you know, it just gives me a little bit more of a financial buffer so that I feel just a little bit more comfortable about the state of my finances. And I was actually talking to an influencer who did the same thing. They finished their university degree, worked full-time, earned a good salary, and then started to get into the e-commerce space and try and lift a business off there. But obviously there was a time where he wasn't earning anything from that, and so he found a retail job and worked in retail. And he said that the kind of process of putting your ego to the side and actually, you know, doing something that you enjoy, not because you're like, you know, seen to be overqualified for it or anything, but just because, number one, it gets you out of the house, it gets you around people, and it's a great means of income. So that was really interesting talking to him about that and just sort of working through those feelings. And I actually came to get an interview at this shop in Canberra because I walked in and I just thought it was such a beautiful space. So I left my details with one of the shop assistants. So it was really on a whim that I did that, but I'm actually really grateful to be able to possibly go and work in a really nice space and be around more people and sort of do something that's, you know, a little bit different from what I'm doing now. So I'm really excited.
Tell me what you desire. Let's get lost inside, lose track of time.